Hi, my name's Ollie from Your Guitar Academy and we're working with the Guitar Magazine to bring you this lesson on how to play Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. In this lesson we're going to be looking at the super famous guitar solo and it sounds like this. So I've got my backing track going. Okay. Okay, so that is the main solo. There is the little outro bit as well. We'll look at that at the end, but that's got lots of overdubs in, so we'll just look at those sections separately. So let's start off, as I like to do with lead guitar parts, is just look at the chords that we're playing over, and that gives us a good foundation for everything else. So the chords are A minor, G, and F. And then back to G, and then A minor again. So A minor, G, F, G, A minor. Okay, so all these chords are in the key of A minor. So for a lot of this song we can use the A minor pentatonic, but what Jimmy Page does here is sometimes when it goes onto the F, because it's a bit longer on the F, he highlights that by taking some notes from F major or F major pentatonic. So let's look at this first lick. Okay, so we're in A minor pentatonic scale, shape 1. Alright, and where we're starting is on the 7th fret of the G string, full bend, and then you're up to the E string, 5th fret, and then the 8th fret on the B string, pull off to the 5th on the B, and then 7th fret on the G string, pull off to the 5th, and then down to the 7th fret on the D string. So we've got, so that is just running down the scale, and then we come up a string to the 7th fret on the G string, pull off to the 5, and then down to the 7th on the D string, pull off to the 5, and then here, this is actually a note that's outside of the A minor pentatonic scale. It is the 8th fret on the A string. That's the note F. And as we get to that note, the chords are playing the F major. So it really locks in with the chords. So altogether we've got okay, so you could think of that as two just pentatonic rundowns. Down to there, and then you come back up a string to the G string, and then finish on that F there, or down to there. Okay, next note, next lick is okay, it's almost sort of a response to that first lick. So back in this shape 1, A minor pentatonic, 8th fret on the B string. So you start on the note and then very quickly bend up a full tone, and then up to the E string, 8th fret, twice, and then a full bend, and then down to unbent, still 8th fret, and then we've got 2 on the 5th fret of the E string, and then a very quick slide on the B string from the 8th fret to the 10th fret. So that's the same note that we've just played on the E string. So you get that sort of cool slide thing happening. So far we've got so it's 8 full bend on the B, then 8 again on the E, twice, full bend, back to unbent, down to the 5th, twice, and then 8th fret slide up to the 10th. And then we're up to the, with your index finger on the 8th fret, and then we just go 10, 8, and then 10, 8 again. and then down to the 10th fret on the G string, and then back up 8 to 10 on the B string. Now this is interesting because that's, again, it's not really notes from A minor pentatonic because we're over the F. You could think of that as shape 5, F major pentatonic. Or you could think of it as your minor pentatonic with just one note extra, just added in, just so it really outlines the F chord instead of the A minor chord. And it really just locks in with the chords, it sounds great. So together we've got... Okay, so a bit more slowly. Okay, and then after that we got... Okay, so that is very similar to the first lick, except it comes in just before the one. So we can fit a few more notes in. Okay, so let's look at it as, again, just as parts of a pentatonic scale. So it's A minor pentatonic shape 1. So that's very similar to the intro. Full bend, 7th fret on the G string, up to the 5th fret on the E, down to the 8th fret on the B, pull off to the 5th, then down to the G string, 7th fret, pull off to the 5th. So then we come down to the 7th fret on the D string, and then we're back up to the G string, 7th fret, pull off to the 5th, 7th fret on the D string, pull off to the 5th, and then down to the 5th fret on the A string, then back up to the 7th fret on the A string, then back up to the 5th fret on the D string, then hammer on to the 7th fret on the D string, and then we've got, which is 5th fret on the G string, down to the 7th fret on the D string, and then 5th fret on the G again, twice, and then 5th fret on the D string. So all together, that's quite a long lick, that one. So if I play that more slowly. Again, even more slowly. Next lick sounds like this. Okay, so still in that A minor pentatonic, 5th fret E string, 8th on the B, pull off to the 5th, and then 7th on the G, 5th on the G, then 5th on the D string, and then it's sort of a hammer on pull off thing, but you pick it as you're playing. You pick the 5th fret on the G string, hammer on to the 7th fret, and then pull off again, and then it's 7th fret on the D string, pull off to the 5th fret twice, and then you can slide down to the 3rd fret on the D string. Again, that's the F note because the chords are on the F. So altogether, that sort of lick sounds like this. So if I play the one before it, it makes it easier to hear as well. Okay. So one more time. Okay, and then after that we've got, but you could think of that as coming from your shape 4 of your F major pentatonic. So we're down here, index finger on the 3rd fret of the D string for the end of that previous lick, and then we do a 3rd finger, 5th fret of the D string, quick slide up to the 7th fret, and then on the G string, 5th fret, B string, 6th fret, and then back down to the G string, 7th fret, pull off to the 5th fret, and then come down to the D string, 5th fret, then, sorry, 7th fret on the D string, and then up to the G string, 5th fret. So altogether it's, so it's 7 on the D, 5 on the G, 6 on the B, 7 on the G, pull off to the 5, 7 on the D, 5 on the G. That's the next lick. It just gets us into the next position, which you could think about as going back into shape 2 A minor pentatonic. So the lick is, so you're going to be 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the G string, quick slide up to the 9, and then up to the B string, 8th fret, twice, hammer on to the 10, and then up to the 8th fret on the E string. Slowly it's, and then we've got, so that's the last lick in that position. So that's 10th fret on the E string, full bend, then release, but pick the note, so unbent, 10th fret, down to the 8th fret on the E string, and then 10 again, and then 2 on the 8. That's the next lick. So, and then we're all the way up to the 13th fret. And again, you could think about being in F major pentatonic, shape 2. So the frets are 15th fret, full bend, unbent, and then down to the 13 on the E string. And then you do the same thing on the B string. So full bend on the 15th, release it, 13th fret on the B, and then we're down to the 14th fret on the G string. Okay, so all together, I'll go back a couple of licks here. So okay, so there's a lot of notes in this, but I think the key to learning it is really listen to it a lot. It's a very, very melodic solo, so it will be quite catchy. It'll stick in your mind, and then after that you move on to this next lick, which is quite a fast one. Okay, so we're back in shape 4 now, A minor pentatonic. Back in A minor pentatonic, but we're on to shape 4, so we're going further up the neck. Okay, and it's a fast lick, but he's doing the same thing over and over again. So once you've learnt it once, you can just practice it slowly, repeat it, and then you should be able to get the speed up. So first note is index finger, 13th fret on the B string, and then your 3rd finger on the 15th fret of the B string, and it's a bend up, release, and then pull off. So you're getting sort of 3 notes there for 1 pick, which is how you can get the speed in. And then we come down to the G string, 14th fret, and then it starts again. So the notes are B string, pick the 13th fret, play that with your index finger, pick the 15th fret and bend up, and then release, and then pull off, and then new string, G string you have to pick as well on the 14th fret. Okay, and that's the end of it, and then you can come back for the next one, 13th fret on the B string, pick. Okay, so you really have to listen to the record for that, work out the number of times he does it, and try and match that tempo as well. But yeah, the trick is going to be listening to it a lot, getting it in your head so you can hear it back in your head, and then you'll be able to play along with it. And in terms of getting the speed up, take it nice and slow. And try and get that rhythm in there. So the bend is a bit slow, but the pull off is quite fast in this one. Okay, and then after that, okay, and that's the lick that rounds off the sort of the solo proper. So it's up to the 15th fret, still in shape for A minor pentatonic. 15th fret, E string, full bend. So it's like a big finish to that fast lick. And then we've got, so we go to the 12th fret on the E string, hammer onto the 15th, pull off to the 12th. And then we do the 15th fret on the B string, pull off to the 13th, and then down to the 14th fret on the G. And then we've got, again, so it's 13th fret on the B string, hammer on to the 15th, and then pull off, and then down to the 14th fret on the G string. And then back up to the 13th fret on the B string, and then it's 15th fret on the B, full bend. Use your little finger to catch the 15th fret on the E string, and then you come back down on the bend on the B string. So it's pre-bent now, release, pull off to the 13th fret on the B string, down, and finish on the 14th fret of the G string, which is our root note, that's A. So all together that's. Okay, I'll do that again more slowly. So it starts with that bend, and then we've got, okay, and then we're into the sort of section, the sort of ending of the solo as it goes back into the vocal. Okay, so it's always sort of a call and response with that part. So that part starts on the 13th fret of the B string, slide down to the 12, and then you do it back to the 13th fret, and then slide down to the 10. So we've got, and then we've got licks in various places on the neck, all sort of coming around A minor now. So that's that first lick, and it always comes sort of after the. So we're well up here now, 17th fret, back to shape 1, A minor pentatonic, but we're an octave higher than we were for the intro. So that is a full bend on the 19th fret, and then you're coming up to the 20th fret, sorry, that's on the G string, 20th fret on the B string, and then the 17th fret on the E string, and then back down to the 20th fret on the G string. Then we've got that lick there, which is 19th fret on the G string, a bend like somewhere between a half and a whole. Aim for a whole, I think. And then you release it, and then down to the 17th fret, and then 19 to 17, and then down to the 19th fret on the D string, and back up to the 17th fret on the G string, and then it's a full bend on the 19th fret of the G string. Okay, again more slowly. Okay, and then we've got another. And then the next lick is this. So it's a really big bend here. It's a tone and a half, so a minor third bend. So we're starting on the G string on the 14th fret. Okay, and do that bend all the way up, and then do it again. And then down to the 14th fret, unbent. Down to the 12th fret, back up, hammer on to the 14th fret, and then it's 12 bending up a whole tone to get that note that's the 14th fret. So, and then we've got another huge bend. That's the next lick. So what we're doing here, you can start on the 10th fret of the G string. It's like a 2-tone bend. Okay, so this is really going to hurt your fingertips. And you bend that slowly up, and then you pick it on the way down, and then just move right down quickly to the 7th fret on the G string, and then pull off to the 5th fret, do that twice, and then you come down to the 7th fret on the D string, and then back up to the 5th fret on the G string, and then back up to the 7th, and then it's another probably half tone bend on that 7th fret, and then back down to the 7th fret, and then 5th fret on the G string, and then down to the 7th fret on the D string. Okay. Do that more slowly. So on that first bend, I'm sort of getting it on the 10th fret, but I might be getting it sort of halfway down that bend, just because it's such a huge bend, and I've got to quickly get down to the down to around the 5th fret. You might catch that note on halfway down the bend. And I think that's really what you're hearing on the record. And then the last one is, all right. So that is back up to this shape 1 A minor pentatonic, all the way up on the 17th fret. Start on the 17th fret of the B string, and then we're coming up to the 20th fret on the high E string. Pick that, pull off to the pull off to the 17th fret, and that's it. It's a 3-note thing. So what you can do there is a bar with your index finger on the 17th fret, covering the B string and the E string, and then your 3rd finger will catch the 20th fret on the high E string. And then the last note of it is the 20th fret with the full bend. And then we're into. Okay, so that is the main solo from Stairway to Heaven. It's a classic solo, it's enormous, but if you really work on it, it'll sound amazing. So I'll play it one more time and have fun with it. All right, thanks very much and have fun.